Hello, have you ever had any reason to administer any medication to anybody before? Have you ever administered any medication to anybody before? If you have, come close, this video is for you. It is not only the doctors and the nurses who administer medication to people who are sick. If a patient is at the hospital, yes, the doctors, the nurses will take care of the person. But if a patient is discharged and is taken home, you who is staying with that person in the house, you are the one to administer medication to this person. Now come close, let me tell you the do's and the don'ts in medication administration, okay? While administering medication, there are several potential hazards and complications which may arise. And for you to understand these complications and these hazards, it's already, a headway for you to minimize the kind of risk and harm that may occur to a patient whom you are administering this medication to. So I'll be letting you know the do's and the don'ts in medication administration. Follow me, let us go. Firstly, we should even identify the hazards, these potential hazards and complications. Now, there is what we call medication error. It is a hazard. And what is this medication error? Wrong patient, wrong drug, wrong dosage, wrong time, and wrong route. And what is the complication? Overdosage, adverse effect on the patient, which can cause harm, serious harm that might even lead to the death of that patient. Oh yes. So you need to be very, very careful. While administering medication, there are 5 R's, that is 5 rights that you must follow. The right patient, ensure that that patient is the owner of that medication. Ensure, the second right is the right dosage. Ensure that the dosage that you are administering to that patient is what is prescribed. The next R is the right medication. Ensure that that medication is the appropriate medication for that patient. And the fourth R, which is the fourth right, is the right route. Is that medication supposedly to be administered orally or intravenously? Understand the particular route. So you don't administer a drug orally to a patient which was meant to be administered intravenously. You have to be careful. And the fifth R, that is the fifth right, is the right time. Every medication has a prescription, and the doctor would prescribe the right time for a particular medication to be administered. If you miss any of the timing, it is a risk. It is a hazard. So you need to understand these 5 R's whenever you're administering medication. We're talking about life here. We're talking about health here. We're talking about safety here. So for you to minimize these risks, you need to pay very close attention to these 5 rights. Another step to take is to double check the labels. Every medication comes with a label. Read through, double check, read through, read very, very well, cross check and recheck to understand what that medication is all about. If there will be any reaction, if there are some precautions, read the label very, very well to understand what the medication is talking about, to understand what is expected of you to do while administering that medication. You also need to go through the patient's care plan to check the person's, medication history, to even understand if that particular medication is even right for that person. It's not just to come, boom, you have seen medication, you just pick it up, you just start administering. There are rules, and these rules you must follow, because if you make any mistake, nobody will come bear you. Nobody hello there you go. Another hazard is medication interaction, or will I say drug interactions. Do you know that there are different drugs that cannot come together? They cannot jam themselves, and when they jam themselves, wahala go dey. So what do? You administer them separately. The medical doctor will tell you, administer this at this time, the other at the other time. Do not take this together. Take this with this. Take this later. Take this a minute after. Take this some seconds after. Take this 1 hour after. Timing. You need to adhere to this timing so that drugs that do not interact will not come together and cause commotion in the body of the person you're administering the medication to. Again, it's not just to administer medication and walk away. After administering medication to a care recipient or to a patient, you need to stay back. You need to sit back and observe any reaction that may occur after the administration of the medication. Some people may not even take that medication. Very importantly, if you're administering medication to any patient or care recipient, endeavor to watch and ensure that that person takes that medication. Because some of them, when you give it to them, they throw it away. Those of them who do not believe in taking medication, they will not take it. And that their situation, that their case will get worsened. So also after administering this medication, endeavor to sit back and watch and observe this person you have administered this medication to know and find out if there will be any reaction afterwards. And if anything is observed, you need to, escalate immediately. Report to your supervisor, your manager. Note it down also. Note it on the care, on your care app, or note it on your record book. Let everything you do be recorded. Record keeping in caregiving is very, very paramount, because your record book, you see that your record, whenever any issue comes up, that your record will be your savior. But when you don't have anything recorded, if anything comes up, you don't have any place to run to, you don't have anything to lay your hands on, and whatever you are labeled, you go for it, you go in for it. Again, after medication, you need to ensure proper storage of the medication, because if the medication is not properly stored, it is also a hazard. On every medication label, you will see where it will be written for you to store in a social degree centigrade. So that will guide you to know where to properly store a particular medication. So after administering medication, you need to properly store them. When you properly store them, when next you come to administer the medication, it will be in safe order. Another thing for you to do while administering medication is to ensure that you separate the medication. For instance, if you are to administer like 5 different medications, when you bring them, when you pick one, that one that you have taken from, drop it, separate it from the other ones you've not taken from, so that you don't have to mix them up together. So that you don't have to get confused along the line to say, hi, have I taken this, have I not taken this? And when you want to check to confirm the one you've taken and the one you've not taken from, you will see that both two medications, 2 drugs look alike, and you'll be confused. So to avoid that confusion and that mistake, when you pick up a drug from a particular packet, separate the one you've taken from the one you've not taken from. Another problem is incorrect documentation. Improper documentation, wrong record taking. Maybe your colleague who was on duty before you had, administered a particular medication to a care resident or to a patient and documented another thing. When you come, you follow the documentation and you will do what the documentation has said. And the effect will now be on that care recipient or the patient. So it is always good that whenever you are taking care of anybody, whenever you are administering medication to anybody, you take and keep proper record. Document appropriately. If you observe anything while administering the medication, document it and escalate it where necessary. Also ensure that the medication is not out of stock. The care plan will help you to know what medication the person is supposed to take, the type of medication, and the duration of the medication. If you notice that any medication is running out of stock, endeavor to escalate and follow up to ensure that that medication is that drug is restocked. Don't wait until it is about to finish. Don't wait until you have taken the last dosage. That's not the right practice. In summary, when you take these precautions and follow the proper procedure, you will see that you will help to minimize the risk that will be associated with medication administration and help ensure safety and the well-being of your patient. Thereby protecting your own rights, thereby protecting your job, thereby not risking yourself, not risking your job, and not risking your company. When you do all this, that practice, you will enjoy it. You will enjoy it because when you enjoy what you do, you find joy in what you do. You'll be satisfied with what you do. Please share this video, like this video, drop a comment in the comment section. We'll do it next time. Bye-bye.